Hi, my name is Rajashankar. I'm a founder of a deep tech startup named NaturalText. I have invented an AI that analyzes the data that needs to be just to be analyzed, which means that you don't need any other data to get your insight, to get your conclusions, and so on. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about how this AI can help the companies which are selling the data, the companies who are buying the data of other companies or other organizations, or a large data sets, or the companies that work in the sales tech or in the lead generation. In any of these things, the major problem is called enterprise search or the private document search or a private data search. All this, all this in the Google that you have a search issue solved. Google can answer it. All you have to is type the keywords and you get the results. But the problem is that what happens when you have a large number of text in your private collections, your emails or the things you have crawled or your notes, etc., etc. What you can do with that? That is pretty much a bad thing because currently the technology is either Elasticsearch, or you can go to the open source Solar, or you can use a Lucid, which is the basis of Solar, or you can use any of those vector defined things. You can do it by yourself, or there are a number of other private document search or enterprise document search offers you can take. But again, the problem is that how do you solve the ranking? Where does the ranking comes from? For example, in Google, the ranking comes from the human-created metadata. For the private document search, there is no ranking, so they can create a ranking by offering the vectorization. Just count the number of words in each document against the query. So which means that there is no actual ranking. The ranking depends upon how much the documents comes into. That becomes a worry because when you try to search it, you can sort it or something like that. It still doesn't give you any kind of intelligence or a contextual understanding, or even any kind of a semantic understanding of the data. So in this thing, the NaturalText AI introduces a new concept called contextual ranking or contextual search, where our AI can create a relationship between documents by comparing what are the contextual similarities between documents, between data points. These contextual similarities means that if a document A has more things to document B and less things to document C, when you search for it, the document A will come into the first one, document B come into the second, document C come in the third. This again, you can even view that how many documents have a similarity, or if you pick some kind of a text, you can see how many other texts have the same similarity of say 80%, 90%, 100%, so on. This has to be the ideal understanding that when you have this ranking, the ranking problem is solved. You will also get into that once the contextual similarity is there, you can also get into the nearest thing, which means that if you search for something, the similar words, you don't have to remember it, the AI can automatically bring in. But how does it help in databases, even in sales tech or in lead generation? In a lead generation, if you look at it, the basic problem is that how do you build a list? How do you go and find the companies you are looking for? How do you go and the professionals you are looking for? How do you go and in the places you are looking for? Right now, what the people are doing is that they use a filtering, like the companies located in this region, companies doing these kind of technologies, companies doing this kind of work, or company having this headcount, this revenue, so on and so forth, are using the people's user designation, or there are how many experience, so on and so forth, all the metadata about the people or the organization. But they don't actually look at the actual description, let's say in their LinkedIn profile or in their website or in their any other document they published, or is it news about them, so on and so forth, because that thing is impossible to search. Even if you try to do it, that search will come up short. which means that if you can do it in any other social media there, the search will be a little bit not worthy to even to call it. So how do you solve this problem? Our AI offer this solution, like you can use our AI, that our AI clusters the unstructured text along with the structured text. So something like if you have your name, your phone numbers, your metadata, the position and all, along with that, it's also clusters the what is the description in the profile, what is the description in the website, what is the company is actually doing, how many things the company published, all the web pages in the company. If you have all the data about the company is analyzed, it is clustered in contextual way. Contextual is that it understands that is it uses something like a technology, or is it uses something like a tool, so on and so forth. It can differentiate between these two and so on. And then once you search for it, you can browse it. You can say that, okay, I have a one company, what are the similar companies out there? It will give you the list, and you can even compare that. Okay, I have this company I'm looking for. I know this company, what it does. What are the other companies are doing similar things, like 80% similar, 70% similar, 60% similar, in a way that you can just simply look at it just with the one click. The second thing is that once you search for it, this is also can show that how much the technologies they are using. Is there any differences, similarities? It's something like you can create a knowledge graph, like a style, where you can put all these companies and you can track people changes, track the technology changes, track the investment, so on and so forth. Even that will be something like you will get into your mind map where all these things will be shown. So this is the technology where you can solve the lead generation problem, something like you don't have to go and search. And this is explainable. This is human verifiable, and you will have a control over what you are doing. Instead of hours and hours of church, or instead of just trusting that, okay, I give my ideal customer profile to an AI that can send emails, I can have to wait that whether that is comes up the success or a failure. You can actually see and select these companies to target. You can actually see and select what is going on, which means that there is no need to spray and pray. Something like, okay, I cast a vast net. If something comes into the net, that is a good catch. If something doesn't, I can try it in a new area. I can keep trying, keep casting the vast net so that something falls into the net. That's kind of an idea is not needed. You can actually have a control over what you are targeting, whom you are targeting, what companies, how much the companies are there, and so on and so forth. And this also offers a different thing to the database selling companies, or the lead generation companies, where they can offer their customers that their customers don't have to rely on the search alone, don't have to rely on formatting the keywords, don't have to rely on applying the filters, so on and so forth. They can simply use a natural query, like they can just simply type whatever it comes to mind. There is no need to prompt. There is no need to instruct the AI. Just type whatever you want to know, and the AI can search and bring the results. Isn't that wonderful? Just contact us. I can walk you through how you can achieve more things with your own just the data, without relying on any other external data, without relying on need to train, tag, or label, without waiting for weeks, months to see the results. You can see it immediately. Our AI is explainable, safe, on premises, and you can use the results into your own databases, store it in your own SQL or NoSQL databases, and you will have the full control of the AI and your data process.